Have you ever stood in a crowded room and felt completely invisible? For many, building a social circle feels like a matter of blind luck, something that simply happens to you rather than something you control. In reality, human connection follows a measurable logic, governed by a specific set of variables you can influence. To understand how it works, we have to look to a concept coined by former FBI agent Jack Schafer. By treating social dynamics as a mathematical system, moving up the ladder of friendship stops being a guessing game and becomes a process of deliberate action. This equation lays out the core formula of friendship. It states that human connection equals physical proximity, plus the duration of your interactions, plus contact frequency, plus emotional intensity. Each of these 4 independent variables is graded on a scale ranging from 1 to 10. As you rack up points, you hit specific relationship milestones. Reaching a combined total of 10 points classifies someone as an acquaintance. If you push that score up to 15, you've officially crossed the threshold into being a friend. Hit 25 points, and you have a close friend. And if you reach a combined total of 35, you're looking at a significant other. Every single social interaction you have is actively adding to or subtracting from this hidden point system, dictating exactly where you stand with the people around you. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Imagine you're in a classroom, and there's a girl sitting near you. We'll call her Girl A. This digital scorecard will track our metrics. Because you're physically sitting in the same small room, your proximity automatically scores a 5. You share this class twice a week, but you rarely ever initiate contact. Since you've only actually spoken once, your frequency drops to a 2. That one interaction was just you asking for a spare pencil. It lasted a couple of seconds and carried 0 emotion, which means your intensity and duration both lock in at a solid 1. Add those variables together and you get a final score of exactly 9 points. Because you failed to cross that 10-point threshold, you aren't even an acquaintance. Mathematically speaking, you are a permanent stranger to this person. Now, let's reset the scene. You're in the exact same classroom, but this time we'll look at your interactions with Girl B. Looking at our new scorecard, the environment hasn't changed. You still share the same physical space, so proximity remains a 5. But this time, you initiate small talk before every single class. Because you interact twice a week consistently, your frequency jumps to a 5. During that small talk, you throw in some witty banter and exchange a few laughs. That positive emotion elevates your intensity score to a 3. You sustain these conversations for several minutes before the teacher arrives, which bumps your duration up to a 4. Calculate the final math here, and you reach a total of 17 points, comfortably clearing the 15-point mark. You were in the exact same physical environment both times. Your deliberate behavioral choices are what actually pushed you across the threshold from a stranger into a friend. Understanding the mechanics of this system shifts your role from a passive observer to an active participant, allowing you to influence the variables that build connection. If you ask a classmate to grab lunch with you after school, you are actively targeting and increasing both your duration and proximity scores. If you invite someone to join an extracurricular club, you're adding entirely new days of contact, which spikes your frequency score. And if you go to a high-energy event together, like a party, you immediately drive up your intensity score through shared positive emotions. Consistently taking these targeted actions accumulates points over time, pushing the relationship toward those higher thresholds. But there is a massive limitation to this mathematical model. Possessing a high combined score does not automatically mean that the other person enjoys your company. If you max out your proximity, duration, frequency, and intensity using annoying or creepy behaviors, that person will simply grow to despise you. Mastering this formula is actually quite dangerous unless you pair it with the golden rule of friendship, a critical boundary we will break down in the next episode.